Oh, you thought New Trek was getting off easy? No, today they getting their handed to them. And today I'm gonna focus on season 2 of Star Trek Picard. Now it's gonna seem kind of preachy on this episode of Inconsistent-Trek, episode 11, but I'm gonna try to get through this without seeming so. See, the whole thing is this: in season 2 of Star Trek Picard, right? Picard ended up dying of Ironic syndrome. Totally normal. That's what it was supposed to be in canon. But they ended up taking his consciousness and putting it inside an android body. That android body was allowed to stay inside Starfleet, active duty, and everything like that. No problems. Now, here's the thing that I have with that. All throughout Star Trek canon, man, starting all the way from the original series all the way up, it has always been a tenet that humans be written as, hey, man, through hard work, through great study, man, through adversity, through dedication, through building great teams and great connections and friendships, we are, we can overcome anything. We can be better than the sum of our parts. Infinite diversity through infinite combinations, right? There's been so many times where they even fought a war over it. It was called the Eugenics wars, where they outlawed, hey man, we don't need to be doing this. Besides the ethical implications, we're good enough as we are, man. We can improve through our natural means. Even like think about they didn't really start changing that into Deep Space Nine with Dr. Bashir. And even on his tip, he even said to his parents, hey, why you didn't just leave me the way I was? Why wasn't I good enough for you to love me the way that I was? He didn't even want that procedure, right? So it's always been all throughout Star Trek canon, Starfleet officers have been being turned into androids. Nurse Chapel, even Uhura famously was like, oh, I could live forever and all this stuff. Let me think about it. No. Like, even on the flip side, Data, man, Data was like, listen, Q, I don't want you to turn me human. It is the journey. It is the travel for me. It is the stumbling and mistakes that, it's always been that whole thing of, I can be better than the sum of my parts through these particular actions and, adversities, right? And then so we get up to Picard, right? Which, okay, well, we're going to take Picard, we're going to turn him into an android, right? And we're going to allow him to stay inside Starfleet. I think that betrays all the tenets of what Star Trek was as far as its idea of what humanity was on the road to. They didn't want to be filled with all those biometrics and all that stuff to where they would become the Borg. They didn't want to be filled with all that profit and stuff to where they would become the Ferengi. So I think New Trek really needs to examine this.